rises from the buried roots and tomato vines to come see about us. Me running, my honey, dark baby sister, who I've just caught stick poking a hive stuck to the side of our house, tangled in my arms. He sees the world in us, knows the huge abstract names for emotions when it comes to plants, but not his own self. I started writing the poems in the book in workshops at the University of Kentucky around like age 20, 21. So it was just me writing poems for around a decade. And then sort of at the end of all that, deciding I want to curate an experience into a book. And Horsepower, that title was actually the title of the last poem I wrote for the book.
I knew about Joy through my mentors and professors, and I'm constantly trying to read poets of color who are from the region. You don't really get a lot of Black voices speaking from the Appalachian region, especially in poetry. Like, I know there's the whole Appalachian poets, but I just felt like I could resonate with Joy's work. So why not art? Like, why not have a physical manifestation of whatever's on the page?
I'm just mostly like, wow, they really like read the poems and like connected with something in there. So to see the bees, the horses, the cars, materials from the settings in the book, I just feel really like honored to be the subject of any artist's work.
The very first poem in her book, Horsepower, grabbed me right away. I'm a horse person, have been all of my life.
Off season, before the racetrack opens, I jump through the threshold of my back door stable side.
That was the very first poem that captured me, and I need to be part of this exhibit. I need to be able to share some of mine, thinking that I could capture some of what she was remembering. The last photo was of a bee, being able to go out there and just sit down and capture them flying around.
The largest piece that I have is a landscape. Early on in the book, Horsepower, Joy talks about her connection to a specific place. So I was thinking about places that I had been connected to. The painting that I made is entitled Garrett County. The other 3 paintings that I made for this exhibit are mixed media works. A lot of times people think that art should be pretty and something pretty, but I've been most successful in art that deals with difficult emotions. And so the other 3 paintings deal with mourning and foreboding. One of the poems in her book is called Menace. And I think that many of the poems have a sort of menacing tone about them. You feel that things are not going to go well or something was amiss. And so I think those 3 works address those kind of emotional states. I think that both poetry and painting are expressions of the ineffable states of the emotion and the mind, things that aren't easily expressed through words. And so by expressing these things, we help people realize our commonality and the way we're connected energetically and emotionally. And we all experience the good and the bad. I think that the sharing of subjective experience helps people get to know one another and bond.
She's very powerful in her poems, and it really struck me the things that she grew up being biracial and having 2 different sides to her families, everything that she went through, where she grew up.
I encourage as many people as possible to come in and see everybody's stories. Kentucky is diverse. It's not just one type of people, one picture. Like, Kentucky's beautiful Black people are here making art everywhere, as well as see Joy's stories in her book.
I'm just really excited. Like, this is amazing. I hope that people buy the work, and I hope the work, I see it again and it lives on after the exhibit. The entomologist says honeybees are actually an invasive species in the sense they don't belong here, imported by early European settlers. And as he continues talking about our solitary American honeybee species brought over for their weight in gold, I want to hug my father, put an ear to his hive chest heart buzz, whole ecosystems built through our long blood. I want to listen before it's too late. Remember always what he said that day. Don't teach your sister to fear the bees. How much fear sounded like destroy.
quality arts everywhere in Kentucky, and the LexArts Gallery is a great place to discover it. One of the city's premier visual arts galleries, it showcases Kentucky's finest artists and their cutting-edge work in multiple genres and mediums all year long. The LexArts Gallery video series is made possible with generous support from the Kentucky Humanities Council, where they have been telling Kentucky's story for 49 years. kyhumanities.org.